Real quick, this is God of War 2018 animated review and summary. So, spoilers for like the entire story. Spoilers! If you haven't played the game, you might not understand everything, but I hope you still enjoy it. And without any further delay, the video. Before the game starts, our main character Kratos has had his wife pass. She has made a final request to have her ashes spread at the highest peak in all the realms. Now the game starts and the first thing you do is cut down a specific tree your late wife marked. So Lumberjack Kratos goes home to light the funeral pyre and gathers her ashes. But then, shortly after, a mysterious man covered in blue tattoos shows up at the door looking for something or someone. So Kratos tells him to screw off so a battle ensues. After a long, grueling fight, our dude Kratos wins by supermaning his neck, beating the tattooed man. Is no longer safe at home, so you and your son Atreus, oh yeah, did I forget to mention him? Whoops! Now they have no other choice but to go on a quest for your wife's last wish. Leaving, you see that where you cut the last tree seems to be a break in some kind of spell, which was Faye's, your wife, way of keeping your family hidden. And that's just how it starts. Now I'm going to go a little quicker now, so here we go. You go hunting, then shoot a boar which happens to be a friend of the witch in the woods. She's important for later. You save the boar and head out to the lake. This is where you meet Jormungandr. I probably said that wrong, but he's a giant snake stretching across all the land. You meet two dwarven brothers who are blacksmiths, and they are how you upgrade all your shit. Reaching the base of the tallest spot in Midgard, Kratos and Boy are stopped by something that needs light from the elves to pass. So you do that, and you kill the leader of the Dark Elves, getting the light you need. We go back to the mountain entrance, and then pass through, skipping a bit to the dragon who's trying to with you and one of the dwarves, Sindri. Disposing of the dragon, the dwarf gives the boy a small mistletoe arrows, which Kratos uses to fix his son Quiverstrap because it broke. You finally make it to the top of the mountain and are greeted by a man stuck in a tree. He said to our duo, "These ain't the tallest parts in all the 9 realms. It's just the land of the giants." Oh shit, it's in the land of the giants. And I'm the only guy that knows how to get there. You just gotta yomp off my head and bring me back to life from the dead, which Kratos does without objection. The witch, yeah, remember her? Well, she helps us revive the head and then gets mad at Boy for using the mistletoe arrows and is outed by Mimir, the talking head you just resurrected, for being the wife of Odin, Freya. Kratos not too happy at all. After that, you go back to the big snake and Mimir talks to him. The snake proceeds to show you where to go, which is to grab a magic chisel from the head of a frost giant. So you do just that. But then Thor's sons Magni and Modi came out of nowhere and pick a fight. Magni gets split in half and Modi runs away, but comes back and makes fun of Boy until Atreus passes out from having too much anger. I think. Anyway, now Atreus is sick and Modi runs off again. We take him to Freya, who says we need to go to Hell to retrieve the cure, but we have to go back to Kratos' home to grab his old weapons, the Blades of Chaos. Now we can cut through Hell's ice, and so we go and get the cure. And to prevent him from getting sick again, Kratos tells the boy they are gods. And let me tell you, that shit went right to his head, and it was annoying as hell. They finally get the items they need to open the portal to Jotunheim, the tallest peak. But on the way, we run into Modi, almost beaten to death by his father Thor, and Boy stabs him on an impulse, making his god's kill tally as 1. Kratos is not happy, but continues onto the top of the mountain. They're attacked again by the tattooed man, now knowing he's Baldur, son of Odin, and he is impervious to all harm. He cannot feel anything. So he kicks Kratos' ass for a bit, but then Kratos grabs a boulder and breaks the portal into Jotunheim. Then, in a strike of stupidity, our boy thinks he's some hot shit and shoots his own peepaw with an electric arrow and charges Baldur, who grabs him and attempts to flee on the back of a dragon. That shit was cool. Long story short, Kratos uses the Bifrost to send all three of them to hell. They all see their worst moments, and Atreus sees himself killing Modi. He sees what he has become, so he reverts back to a good boy. After that, they find out that they need to find a second eye for Mimir to finally open the gate, but it's inside the guts of the giant snake. So you ask the big snake, can you go and check? And he says yes. He opens his mouth and we go inside to find a second eye, which we find, but on the way out, Jormungandr, the snake, gets into a fight and has to spit us out. Then we land and see the big snake fall. Then Freya shows up, shortly followed by Baldur, who took down the big snake. Baldur sees his mommy and loses it. But Kratos is like, nuh-uh. And so the fight begins. But when Baldur punches Boy in the chest, he gets stabbed by the mistletoe arrow in the strap of Atreus' quiver. See? Little shit matters. And then, in an instant, Baldur's curse was broken. He can now feel. He could now be beaten. Freya tries to intervene by controlling the dead frost giant, but that didn't even matter because our duo beats the shit out of him anyway. They beat Baldur and show him mercy. Well, until he goes and tries to strangle his mother again, and Kratos says, not this time. The cycle ends here. Baldur's neck snaps, and he's finally dead. Freya goes insane watching her son die and swears revenge, so that's totally not going to be a problem for later. But now they have everything they need to go to Jotunheim and spread the ashes of their deceased loved one. What an ending. I obviously enjoyed the hell out of this game. I like the story, the gameplay, and all the neat lore they have throughout, and combining those three made for an amazing experience. I'm going to give this game the Leviathan axe, but it's bedazzled over 50 green raven bastards. I hated finding those birds. Birds!